Today, we're going to talk about the family trees that you can find on Ancestry.com and other platforms and the hints that they can provide, as well as their dangers. So stay tuned. So you've been exploring on Ancestry.com and you've come across a tree that goes back many generations. Woohoo! Copy that information into your tree, right? No, that would be a big mistake, and let me tell you why. Most programs allow you to look at other people's trees when they make the information public. And it's wonderful because they can share the genealogy research that they have done with you. However, I can tell you as a professional researcher, there are many trees on Ancestry that are incorrect. Genealogy is a very difficult science because you're looking at records to find out whether or not something is correct or not. And many people went by the same name, or there were naming patterns in families. And as a result, people sometimes grab information that does not belong to their ancestor, and then it becomes perpetuated, and that tree is the source of a ton of other trees on Ancestry that are then just perpetuating incorrect information. Frequently, when you're looking at somebody else's tree, you'll see one of their sources being Ancestry Trees. When I see that, that's a warning to me that maybe this person isn't researching this information themselves. So let me tell you what I do and don't do with other people's trees that I find on Ancestry. First, let me show you where you can find these trees on Ancestry. You go to your individual and you look under their hints section. Let me give you an example of one of my ancestors, my second great-grandfather, Thomas D. Harris. Here, we can see his hints. As with other sources, you can review them or you can ignore them. I ignore them and get them out of my hint section so they don't stay in there as hints. It doesn't make them go away. It makes them go into the ignored tab, as you see in this picture. Here you see the Ancestry member trees are still there. There's 9 other public Ancestry member trees for my ancestor, Thomas D. Harris. If I click review, then I can see the different trees, and they put them in order of how many records that tree holds, with the assumption that the more records, the better the research. And sometimes that's true, but sometimes it's not. I know it sounds kind of harsh. The problem is that you don't know how they've been created. Oftentimes, people solely use the hints programs, which can put records into their tree that don't belong there. In addition, a lot of people build their trees off of these other tree hints that they find on Ancestry. Let me explain how they do that. When you look at the tree hints on Ancestry, you'll see the various different people that have trees that match people in your tree. When you select one of these trees, or all of them, then click Review Selected Tree Hints, what you're really doing is just adding individuals into your own tree. This is how mistakes are frequently perpetuated. When you pull one of these individuals into your tree and then look at the Ancestry sources that are listed there, all you'll see is Ancestry family trees. You'll have birth information, you may have death information, but there's no proof as to where that information came from. Sometimes the trees that the program is suggesting as a match for your family member are not. Add people into your tree as you find the documents that support their belonging within that family, rather than just pulling them at random from somebody else's tree. So let me tell you the things that you can do with somebody else's ancestry tree, because they can be great resources. First, look over their trees. Look over the sources that they have attached to the individual within their tree. Maybe there's a source in there that you haven't found yet that you would determine is a correct source for your ancestor. Look at the other individuals in their tree. Some people build trees on Ancestry based off of family Bibles and other information that they haven't documented in the tree. Having those names, sometimes you can try them out and see if perhaps that information is correct for your family member. I've seen some trees with incredibly detailed facts, every land purchase, every residence, and notes regarding each of those facts. that can be extremely helpful. The other thing that I recommend that you do is look at the images in their gallery. They may have pictures or other things associated with their tree that you haven't found yet. And finally, contact the tree owner. You can do so by clicking here. Ancestry will then allow you to email the owner of that tree, and you can ask them questions about their tree, where they got their information, and how they are related to this individual. You can meet a new cousin, and they may be able to tell you, oh, well, I haven't put it in the tree, but I have a family Bible that outlines all of these generations. Wonderful, send me some pictures. We all make mistakes, but the ability to adopt other trees into our own can perpetuate mistakes that go on forever. So my recommendation to you is build a tree that you know is correct and don't adopt other people's information without checking it out first. Hope this has been a help to you. Have a great day.